Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you why a massive rally is coming very soon to Bitcoin. On Monday and Tuesday, we predicted that Bitcoin would rally to $118,000 by the time of Jerome Powell's decision on rate cuts next week. So far, Bitcoin has rallied all the way to $116,000, liquidating over $100 million worth of shorts. Today, I'm going to share with you why a rally to $118,000 is the next logical step, what that's going to look like, and how you can be prepared for it. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Bitcoin over the last couple of weeks built this inverse head and shoulders pattern that we've been tracking here on the chart. This inverse head and shoulders pattern has a price target of $120,000, but $118,000 represents something called the point of control line on the visible range volume profile. The visible range volume profile basically shows us where the majority of trading has taken place on Bitcoin in the visible range. So that's everything on our chart. You can see the visible range volume profile gives us this red line, as you can see right here, at approximately $118,000. On top of that, if we draw a Fibonacci retracement from our all-time high of 124.5 down to our most recent bottom down at 107, the 0.618 to 0.65 Fibonacci retracement golden pocket sits right here between 117.8 and 118.4, which gives us that price target that we drew here on Tuesday of Bitcoin hitting $118,000 by September the 17th. We also yesterday, of course, went over some data having to do with the MACD and RSI, how they are incredibly bullish, and whenever we see MACD crosses bullish, such as this one that we saw on the 5th, below the 0 level, and whenever we see RSI cross bullish above the 14 interval moving average below the 50 level, this generally is a setup for a very major rally on Bitcoin. And in yesterday's video, we were watching Bitcoin trade right down here around $114,000. And I said in yesterday's video that if we were able to rally up to $115,000, we would clear out a great number of shorts. And that is exactly what happened. Yesterday afternoon, we saw Bitcoin go through a major rally that cleared out a very large number of short positions, and we even saw a liquidation event at one point that reached over $100 million in less than an hour. So short trades have been getting wrecked over the last couple of days as Bitcoin continues to move bullish here. And if you don't know, when you liquidate a short trade, that forces buying to cover the position, and that drives bullishness. So what ends up happening is that people that were betting against Bitcoin get forced into buying Bitcoin to cover the Bitcoin that they borrowed to enter into the short trade in the first place, which of course leads to bullish price action. Well, the exact same thing has happened now. There are still a great number of people in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space that believe that Bitcoin is in a dead cat bounce and that it is not going into a new uptrend. And this is an idea that I think is going to cost them a great deal of money. As you can see here on coinglass.com, over here at the liquidation heat map, we have right here between about $116,000 and $117,000, almost $200 million of shorts to be liquidated. So if Bitcoin does end up rallying back up to $116,000 or even up to $118,000, there is a possibility that the number of shorts that are going to get liquidated could trigger a massive rally that could blast us straight through $118,000 at some point over the weekend. This would be very good news for the Bitcoin price indeed, and it only corroborates the idea that Bitcoin is going through this rounded bottom inverse head and shoulders pattern style corrective movement. This gives us even more confidence that Bitcoin is moving in the bullish direction, and that our two predictions of $118,000 being hit at least one time before September the 17th, and Bitcoin going to a new all-time high by October the 15th, although that will probably happen even sooner, happening exactly as we expect them to. So, what should we do about this? Number one, I've been giving you great long entries all week. I've been telling you all week that Bitcoin was about to rally. I hope a lot of you guys have joined us over in our trading group and that you guys are in long positions. The second fact to consider is that if you are a swing trader and you are in the position of saying, I want to buy the dips as much as I can, I want to buy into strength as the Bitcoin market is bottoming and it's going into a rally, this is, in my opinion, an excellent time to continue investing in Bitcoin, because this is the kind of setup that we expect to see evolve into an all-time high breakout and an all-time high bull market, which will send us up to 130, 140, 150. When you zoom out and look at the longer-term perspective on Bitcoin, it becomes glaringly obvious where Bitcoin is going over the course of the next several months. We are most likely going to 130, 140, 150, 160 because of these Fibonacci extensions that we've looked at, because of the uptrending trading trend lines, excuse me, because of the bull market cycles that we've seen in the past, where Q4 is typically extremely bullish. And also another thing to consider is because of the major amount of inflows that are going into the Bitcoin ETFs right now. We have seen a massive influx of investment into the ETFs over the last 2 days. We reported on this yesterday. On the 10th of September, which was Wednesday, we saw $741 million of inflows cumulatively going into the Bitcoin ETFs. Yesterday, on September the 11th, we saw $550 million. That is $1.3 billion in the span of 2 days. And you can even see, if you look very closely, the little uptick right here in Bitcoin spot ETF total cumulative flows. It is increasing, and it's increasing rapidly. And this is a sign of exactly what we have been saying all week, that we are going to start seeing interest flow out of gold. Gold's still going to do well, but out of gold and into Bitcoin. Gold is taking a breather. Bitcoin's rallying. Gold took a breather because Bitcoin is rallying. If you overlay both of these charts, it's going to be very obvious what I'm talking about. If you bring up the gold spot price here and you overlay it on top of Bitcoin, let's see if we can get it to show up here. If you overlay the two of them, you're going to see that over just the last few days, it does not want to cooperate. Give us a second. As you can see, if you overlay them on top of each other here, you're going to see over the last few days, as Bitcoin has gone on this major rally since about Tuesday, September the 9th, Bitcoin has rallied, as you can see here, about 5%. Gold, charted in this line chart right here, has been sideways. This is because Bitcoin and gold are largely allies, but generally speaking, when one of them is moving, the other one might take a break. On top of that, the United States S&P 500 is something that Bitcoin is highly positively correlated with. If you look throughout the history, you're going to find that Bitcoin is incredibly correlated with the United States stock market, largely because they are both considered long-term store value investments. And so whenever the Bitcoin market is rallying, it's typically as a result of the stock market rallying. And this is part of the reason why I did not expect that Bitcoin would go through as large of a corrective movement as we went through in Q1 and Q2 of this year. In Q1 and Q2, when Bitcoin dropped 35%, that's because the United States S&P 500 dropped 22%. But so far, this corrective movement that we've seen on Bitcoin over the last few weeks has not been corroborated by a correction on the stock market whatsoever, which means that it's highly improbable that Bitcoin was going to drop below 100,000. We said that it could go to 100 to 105. 109 was our most bullish price target. So Bitcoin ended up falling right there in that kind of bullish to neutral range of the price targets that we had. I told you a month ago we were going to break through 112. A lot of people didn't want to hear that, and then it happened, right? But I didn't expect that Bitcoin would break below 100,000 as many people thought it would, partially because the United States stock market and the United States economy is doing as well as it is. Mainly the stock market, not so much the economy, mainly the stock market. And so with the U.S. stock market going through a major rally here, it only stands to reason that Bitcoin, gold, and stocks are all going to run in tandem. Now, I also want to mention the Dixie because this is very important as well. It's important to note that over the last year, here in 2025, the dollar currency index has been absolutely crashing, and that doesn't seem to have any signs of stopping anytime soon. The Dixie, the dollar currency index, showing the strength of the dollar, is in a downward trading channel here, which could break bullish, and that could provide some headwinds for Bitcoin as we try and approach all-time high. That said, we are still at a very, very low value on the dollar currency index, one of the lowest values that we've seen on Dixie in a multitude of years. We have not seen Dixie trading down here since March of 2022. And so all of these factors, to kind of sum all that up, gold and the stock market are bullish, which is bullish for Bitcoin. The Dixie, measuring the strength of the dollar, is weak, which is also bullish for Bitcoin. We got green lights all over the place. I'm not sure how else I can make this clear. Everywhere you look, you've got nothing but green lights for Bitcoin. You have the institutional adoption. You have the institutional purchasing. You have a very probable situation where GameStop is going to buy some Bitcoin. You have a very probable situation where Strategy is going to continue buying Bitcoin. You have a large number of whales that have finished cashing out some of their gains from holding Bitcoin for 12, 13 years. That has been accepted into the market. Those coins, like the 80,000 Bitcoin that was dumped on the spot markets by Galaxy Digital, they've been bought up. They've been reacquired. They've been bought by new investors that are holding them at that price and want to hold them to $1 million. A lot of the people that bought Bitcoin at $100 to $1,000 and wanted to sell it at $100K have now sold to people that have bought at $100K and want to hold it to $5 million, like myself. And so, with that in mind, Bitcoin has built an incredibly strong foundation here around the zone of $100,000. That's a big part of the reason why we've traded, give or take, $20,000 above or below $100,000 all year. We've spent all year trading a little bit below or a little bit above 100K, building one of the most powerful zones of support in all of technical analysis on the Bitcoin chart. And so these are just a dozen of the reasons why I believe that a major rally is starting on Bitcoin, why I would be highly surprised if you saw a sub $100,000 Bitcoin anytime soon, and why I 100% totally and confidently stand behind both of these predictions that we made earlier this week, that by September the 17th, Bitcoin will at least hit 118K. It might have hit it and rejected off of it, is what we said. It might be trading at 116 on September the 17th, but I think by September the 17th, we will have at least hit 118K at least once. The second one is by October 15th, I believe that Bitcoin will hit $130,000, and it'll be on its way towards $140,000 to $150,000 as we move into the end of this year. Now, one final thing I want to mention, I guess there's two final things I want to mention. If Bitcoin does rally up to 118K over the weekend, that is going to provide a very pesky CME futures gap. So, what I hope for has no bearing on what the market does, but for what it's worth, I hope that Bitcoin takes a break, pauses, and trades sideways straight through the weekend, because I would really hate to see a CME futures gap be built between 115 to 118K. That said, what we could do is we could end up rallying up to 118K, creating CME futures gap, spending Monday and Tuesday filling the CME futures gap. We have Wednesday come around when when the Fed announces their decision, which is almost certainly going to be a cut, and then Bitcoin ends up rallying, and you see this rally here, which fills the CME futures gap and provides us the adequate support that we need to set a higher low and start moving back towards all-time high sometime next week. All in all, I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin right now. I'm very excited to be heavily invested in Bitcoin, and I am always investing more. So if you want to trade alongside myself, see my charts before anybody else does, before X sees them, before YouTube sees them, before anybody sees them, the best place to do that is in our Discord server. I love our Discord server so much, guys. People are over here trading every single day. Look, this guy's up 108%. This person's up 134%. We've got people over here in the winning trades category posting winning trades all the time. This person's up 150%. This person's up 157%. They're doing Forex trades and they're up 157%. Look at that. We've got some incredible trades going on over here. So if you want to join our trading group, look at this guy. Look at all these trades. Plus 400%, plus 200%, plus 157, plus 222%, plus 289% on 75x leverage. If you want to learn how to trade like this and make some serious gains, I want you to join our Discord server. And I want to give it to you for free. Our Discord server is normally $419 a year. The first cohort trading group is a premium group, and it is premium in every sense of the word, but I want to give it to you for free for a year, and there's a very simple way that you can do that. All you have to do is go and sign up for 2Bit, which is our exchange partner. If you sign up for 2Bit and send an email to our sales manager, we will give you access to the first cohort trading group where you can learn from myself and all of our other expert traders right now. All you have to do is sign up for 2Bit, which is the exchange that I use. I trade on 2Bit. This is where I do all of my trading. I love this exchange. It's so good. I even had a dream about it yesterday. I had a dream that this is a true story. I had a dream that my wife walked up to me and showed me the charting on 2Bit and showed me how good the charting is on 2Bit on your phone. I guess I've been trading too much. Some of you guys can tell me in the comments section whether you have dreams like that or not. My wife literally walked up, handed me my phone, and said, look at this chart pattern on 2Bit's charting, because its charting on mobile is just fantastic. Incredible exchange. And so when you sign up for 2Bit, you're going to be getting access not only to $300 of USDT airdrops and some Ethereum airdrops, you're also going to be getting access to our Discord server. All you have to do is deposit $100 into 2Bit, take a screenshot, send that screenshot of your $100 USD deposit over to Malachi Pats at cryptojeb.com. He's our sales and community manager, and he will get you access to the first cohort trading group via Teachable for free for 1 year so that you can get started trading, earning money, and learning more about how to succeed in the cryptocurrency space and applying the technical analysis that we do here every single day. I love what I do, guys. I've been doing technical analysis professionally for over 8 years now. I have been doing daily technical analysis on the Bitcoin market for over half of the existence of Bitcoin's entire life, and I want to share more with you. So if you have not already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more content because we've got some incredible stuff coming up. I cannot wait to share with you some of the things that we're working on. Very excited for the future. I've got a real good feeling, and before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.